Excuse me, I'm sorry. You happen to have some spare change? Hello and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Jake, and this is beautiful North Idaho. Today we're going to be doing the custom Mark IV 2245 detail video. So let's hop right into it. Today is the long-awaited custom Mark IV 2245 breakdown video. So first of all, why do I have a custom Ruger Mark IV 2245 blaster? And the answer is because I can. This is America and we do whatever we want here. So if you want something, there is nothing stopping you from getting it. This custom blaster is for fun, first and foremost, and pest elimination, hunting, inner city assassinations, so I guess hunting, same thing. It's quiet, it's portable, the ammo is super affordable. It's the best trainer I have used yet for teaching like kids, girls, and new shooters. It doesn't get any better than the low recoil, cheap ammo, super simple design of the Mark IV. So I recommend it for like a first gun. And if you haven't tried shooting 22 pistols or suppressed 22s, you got to get into that right away because it doesn't get any better. The Mark IV is probably one of the best varmint eradication devices. Mine has a huge kill count. I cannot keep count with it. Killing so many starlings. And then it's convenient because it's so small, quiet, cheap. So you can use it like on a daily basis, wherever you are, at work. Don't let this video get you in trouble, guys. Be super smart. Remain undetected, no matter what. So first off, we'll jump right into what, where, and why. I started off with the original Ruger Mark IV overall build. They're like $400. You can get it from any sports store. I don't want to name drop because I don't I don't believe in supporting the big names. I always buy like directly through a dealer at like a local gun shop. So try to do that. But you can go with the stock Ruger Mark IV, or this is a Volquartsen Mini Mamba upper that I have on top of a stock Ruger Mark IV lower. This is the 2245, not the original Mark IV. The 2245 is a little bit more modern in the grip module. Volquartsen though, the upper, Volquartsen's gonna make a lot more quality builds, whereas the stock Ruger stuff is just kind of your economy stuff. You got Ruger Economy and then Ruger Economy Plus, and then you got Volquartsen like luxury line. Moving kind of front to back, I have the Griffin Optimus Micro. This can is full auto 5.56 rated, And the reason I went with like the best basically 22 can you can get is because I want to be able to pass it down to my kids. I don't want it to wear out. I want to be able to run full auto 22, tracers, whatever, not feel like I'm going to destroy it at any time. I can go without cleaning this thing. I can fully disassemble it and put it in a, what do they call it? Sonic bath. You can't do that with aluminum. I guess it erodes the metal. But with the steel, you can throw it in the sonic bath. You can use harsh chemicals to clean it. You can scrape at it with a bunch of tools. The Griffin Optimus Micro is like a indestructible can, so it's gonna last the life of the build. Moving back, this is the Volquartsen Mini Mamba Upper. The Mini Mamba Upper compared to the stock Ruger Uppers is gonna be lighter and shorter, and I wanted the kind of the shortest overall package. Shortest overall, but quietest, most accurate overall package, because it is an assassination weapon. So let's be real. Right here on top, this is to keep things simple, you can just Amazon DDP. I'll throw it in my links. I'll throw it down in the links in my Amazon links. It's called a DDP mount. It's a dovetail mount. So you can just drive it into the dovetail on the gun, and that way it gets it a little bit further back than having something up here on the Picatinny rail. On top of that, I just run an RMR. This is the fiber optic RMR and tritium. I prefer that because I don't want to be taking it on and off or changing the batteries, feeling like it's not going to be ready to go. The Trijicon fiber optic RMR is always on. And there's some complaints on it online for like looking from a shadowy area into a brighter environment, and I have experienced that a little bit, but overall, I've ran this thing for a decade, and this optic is one of my favorites. The reticle is the triangle too, and the tip of that triangle, you can be so accurate, I can shoot this pistol out to like, I have a video on here shooting it out to 250 yards. It's not, and it not being too difficult, so go check that one out. I used to run a stock bolt. Now I'm running a Volquartsen bolt. It is DLC coated, so a diamond light coating. It's super smooth, so it's gonna be able to run a lot longer before it's getting dirty and getting malfunctions. And it has this really cool charging handle that makes it a lot easier to rack the weapon. I used to run a, what's it called? The Halo, the ring. But this, honestly, this grip and the coating on the bolt makes this Volquartsen bolt absolutely worth it in my opinion. Just not having to clean the weapon as often, and then when you do need to clean it, you just wipe it right off. So the coated bolt, definitely an upgrade I recommend. Moving down, I have the stock Ruger Mark IV 2245 grip module. However, I have added a tandem cross safety selector. Makes it bigger, easier to get to. The feedback is a lot more crisp than the stock selector. And then also a tandem cross bolt release right here, which also makes the locking the bolt and dropping the bolt a lot faster and easier. Up here, I'm not sure the brand on this, but you can get them from Tandem Cross or Volquartsen, I think. But it's a thumb rest. I don't run a thumb rest on any other platform, but it feels solid on this blaster. It's kind of my only race gun, and it really helps you keep the muzzle down. So I mean, it's not something I'm going to recommend that you have to have, like do or die, but try out a thumb rest on something and just see how you like it, because they're actually pretty badass. I used to run the ambidextrous safety, but I wanted to keep the overall width a little bit more slim for ease of carry, so I just went with the single-sided safety selector. The mag is also upgraded. It has a Volquartsen aluminum base plate, which makes it easier to grab out of the weapon. The stock mags are flush, which is kind of difficult if it gets stuck in there to pull out, whereas these have this nice groove here that you can pull onto, pull the mags out, and the weight helps them fall out a lot easier too. Inside the mag, I have an upgraded Tandem Cross follower that allows +1, so it's 11 round mag instead of 10. And then this brass guide button. I upgraded to the brass version, so it will be more lubricious compared to the stock steel one. It's pretty grimy and crunchy in there, so that just increases the reliability of the mags. I have an Apex trigger. The flat face of the Apex trigger, in my opinion, provides more tactile feedback to your finger, so you can really feel your trigger placement, make sure the center of your pad of your finger is on the trigger, and really feel when it's going to break and all of the take up. So flat face triggers are usually my go-to if I can get it for whatever build I'm putting together. Just depending on what parts you're using. If you're using the higher quality parts, you're not gonna have to clean it as often because the parts are going to run better and be smoother. Less cleaning, the better weapon you build. But when it comes to cleaning on this particular build, it's probably a good 1,000 rounds before it really gets kind of gunky, and you want to start to kind of either wipe it out or spray it out. I run Barricade, Birchwood Casey Barricade. It's like cancer-causing, major cancer-causing agents. But it like cleans your gun like you're spraying it with magic eraser juice. So maybe every 1,000 rounds, kind of give her a quick clean down, and then every couple thousand rounds you're going to want to take most of the gun apart and really scrub down the components with like a brush. Otherwise, 22s are like the gunkiest, dirtiest round, even though they're the smallest. I think it's because the powder is usually really contaminated, and then the bullets are not brass jacketed, so they put like wax on them sometimes, and then all that lead also, when it gets hot in there, all that lead just like flies everywhere. So wear gloves, wear a mask, wash your hands, otherwise you'll be shooting squibs down there, if you know what I mean. As far as like disassembly, there's just a button in the back which allows the upper to come off from the lower. So that's really badass and simple. And taking these things apart is kind of complicated when you start to get down the really tiny components. So do it like on a tray in a clean space, so you're not going to lose any of the little springs. But as far as just like a field strip and cleaning, popping the upper off and back on, it's really simple. As far as the ammo goes, today I was running some big box junk that I don't even remember what it was, and I think it was Browning. Don't mean to throw them under the bus, but just like one of those Browning 1,000 round boxes, and it was just malfunction after malfunction. So CCI is a little bit more reliable, and then I also run Fiocchi. Those are extremely reliable, but I run the CCI subsonic 40 grain subs, hollow points. Those are devastating to small game and even larger game. You can run garbage, but you're not going to have as much fun at the range, so I recommend a little bit higher quality ammo. Because even when you have like the nicest 22 in the world, after a couple mags it starts to get dirty. The junkier ammo, you saw, I'll show you a couple clips. We had like, I thought I was getting squibbed. Some of the ammo was so quiet, it was like, I didn't even know if a round came out of the gun. It like didn't even make it to the target. So make sure you're running higher quality stuff. Fiocchi or CCI are my go-to. The holster I run is a modified Condor Universal. I covered up the Velcro with some Arid fabric here, added a retention strap, and then also sewed on a leg strap. So it's amazing what you can build for 20 bucks and not have to fork out a bunch of money or just whine about not having a holster that fits your weapon. I've been running this for years with zero issues, so use it or lose it. One final note I wanted to throw in is that I don't recommend extended mag releases because it's just going to get bumped and your mag is going to fall out and not be there when you need it. So just run the stock mag release and get good. Thank you all for being here. If you like this kind of content and you're not satisfied, you want more, check out my Instagram, The Picture Taker 2. There's a lot more crazy shenanigans on there. And then if you really want to support the channel, go to Patreon and you can find out all the juicy things we got in there for you. That's about it though, guys. I appreciate you all for being here, and take it easy.